as we center, as we come into rest within this space of stillness, as we allow our being to collect here, stilling, centering, calling back all parts of ourselves from their travels, from their journeys. Collecting back into your heart. Breathing in. Letting go. Of the need to control your outer reality. Becoming aware of this internal connection, this internal conversation amongst yourself, deeply present for yourself, within yourself. As you are beginning to notice over these days, over these weeks, over these past months, the energies that you have been entertaining within your space, perhaps finding they are not actually a part of who you are. Somewhere along the way you have connected with them, they have connected with you. You have entertained them for a while. But noticing how much they drain you, how much they keep you spinning, how much they keep you in constant motion, spinning around, when your goal here is to be present within your own stillness. And so while you are spinning and entertaining these other energies, it's very challenging for your whole being to find its place, to step forward, to be present here. This is not the easiest shift to make because the energies that we are feeling that we must now release from have been our constant companions. They have been our friends. They're the thoughts we wake up with in the morning. They're the last energies at the end of the day that we are interacting with before we fall asleep. These energies that enable us to continue doing what we are doing outside of our full alignment and our full capacity. And to recognize this is a bit of a handicap, a bit of a disability that we have been role-playing, acting along with, defining ourselves through these energies, this constant contact in our field here. Just breathing in to the abdomen, breathing into the upper ranges of the belly, just below the rib cage here. Just notice if there's any trepidation to coming in here and breathing into this space. It's a very common place for us to avoid breathing into because it feels a bit like a dark corner of our closet. Bringing your awareness, bringing your light in here. And just allow yourself to be aware of any images, feelings, impressions you are receiving, and to not run away. It seems that the first impression, when we start to feel into all of the negativity here, is to think, oh gosh, I'm a mess. Oh gosh, there's so much here. And we want to close the lid on this and just allow it to remain. So not to be fooled by our own sense of how we work. I must have done something wrong for there still to be so much garbage in here. This is not true at all. You're doing something very right to be able to even come in here in the first place, to feel all of this. It takes great courage, great bravery, great trust in oneself to be able to face these energies and to actually allow them to be released from you, opening the door so that they may now walk freely back to where they belong, back to where they came from, rather than you holding them prisoner here within your space, believing you need these energies to feel full and complete and busy and occupied. So in opening this up and releasing these energies, you are doing a service to yourself and to these others as well. If they cannot call back their own energy, if they cannot free themselves, you can also assist in this way. So balancing through this release, that all is returned to its rightful owner, its rightful space, and where you must now realign, bringing in your light to fill into this void. And this is an awkward sense because in many ways it feels like you have been full this whole time, but full of things that are not actually the truth of who you are. So needing to take this time to adjust, to recalibrate, to get to know your own self here. Again, not stepping into the shame and judgment of the self, for this is the realm into which you were born, the realm into which you were brought. We all hold these ranges within us of things that are not actually ours, and yet we have identified with them as being a part of who we are. So again, it takes great courage and great faith to connect and to allow ourselves the possibility of releasing from something that we have thought all along was a part of us, truly. So this wisdom and being able to step back and to entertain a different perspective for a moment. This is true growth. This is truly what the light is here for, to support you in doing this. It's those places where we hold on so tightly, doing things the way we have always done it, that we get tripped up because we are unable to experience from a different viewpoint, a different perspective. This time is all about entertaining new perspectives, new angles, new ranges, new ways of looking at things, attempting to go beyond the boundaries into which we were birthed. And being okay with the uncomfortableness of this. Being okay with being in the unknown. This is what it truly means to surrender. We're not surrendering over to an energy outside of us, giving away our power. We are surrendering what we have always thought was truth. We are surrendering the way we have always approached our lives, our energy. Just asking with curiosity, is there something different? Is there more? And only if it feels appropriate to you to release through this. And we're not giving over power to something outside of ourselves as if there is something much wiser than us. We are our ultimate source, and yet we are asking those places where we have become blocked, restricted, overshadowed by other energies, we are asking that to move aside so that we are more able to feel more of ourselves more fully. Surrendering to the truth that our vision may have been obstructed. We're just peering around the corner now. Investigating these possibilities so that anywhere you come into a feeling of discomfort, of negativity, bringing in your light, bringing in your breath here to this space, to this awareness. Giving the opportunity for more of you to arise. If there's anything that needs to be known here, allowing that to step forward, to be made known to you. And not discrediting the truth that is welling up inside of you. Breathing into your belly, into your root, into your base here. Allowing this energy to build. Creating this safe space for yourself here, nestling within your womb. Being your own divine mother, holding, supporting you, caressing you, comforting you. Feeling that support as it provides the comfort, safety, and courage and strength to move into this unknown. Knowing that you have arrived here with everything that you need, even if it feels a bit scattered and a bit offline for the time being. Using your consciousness now to call this forward, to start to come online, to start to interact with yourself here. Because everything we've been interacting with up until this time has been less of ourselves and more of other people's energies, controls, expectations, needs, desires, wants, and very little to do with us. Just allowing that grief and that sadness This is the truth. This is your awareness of what has come before this moment, how you have been treated, how you have been manipulated, how you have been abused. And it's important to recognize this so that you can release it. It's not about ignoring these emotions and feelings. But it's also not about staying in those emotions. The emotions are signals. And we can use those signals to help navigate where we are, what to do. And so we say thank you to these signposts. Thank you to these emotions for showing us where these energies have been residing within us. And they have not been in alignment with who we are. And yet we had to ignore these emotions because it didn't make sense to us what we were being shown in comparison with what we felt and what we were being told and told to suppress and taught to suppress. This is why these emotions have remained stuck here, why we have not been able to resolve. But now within our consciousness, within our understanding of the level of enslavement we have been experiencing here, we can now become our own healer. Knowing beyond the stories, beyond the distortion, beyond the discrediting of these emotions. Validating this for yourself here. Acknowledging this within yourself. This is the highest form of validation, to be able to come into your own space, to make your own realizations and judgments within your own energy, to see what is wrong, to see what is right, and to step forward through this correction. No one outside of you may ever understand exactly what you are experiencing. How could they? They are not you. So it is up to each of us to reorder for ourselves in this own way. This is the highest form of control, we could say. Control within ourselves. The ability to discern and decipher all these different energies here. To be able to throw out what is not true. To be able to pull in more closely what is true for us. And to do this without feeling the shame and the guilt. Because we've traveled far and wide now to be here in this time, in this place, to be able to self-acknowledge through our own mastery of our own light. Good. Just breathing into the heart. Maybe even starting to stretch the body and release these blockages, these points of stiffness through the field, through the body, and thus the energy. Yes, this is your space, your planetary body within this realm. You have every right to be here and to do this. No matter what these voices and these energies come in to tell you otherwise. Just noticing if there are fears and anxieties arising here. This is very natural. This is very normal as you disconnect from the controlling energies, the controlling voices, the controlling transmissions. Noticing that it feels like what occurred was when we came into this realm. We do have places where we need to be, let's say, plugged in. We were unplugged from our own voice our own acknowledgement, our own ability to self-validate, and plugged in. So it's as if there's a hole there. And so we knew there was something missing. And yet what came in to replace our own energy, our own light, was an external transmission. So we've become accustomed to this external voice telling us where to go, what to be, how to stay safe. And as we swap out this plug-in, let's say, plugging back into your own truth, it feels different, it feels unknown, it feels uncomfortable. So to know there's going to be this period of transition where we have to get used to, it's as if switching your diet, right, from a very kind of chemical processed food now to organic, homegrown, very natural. It's still an adjustment for the body. Even though it's healthy and it's right, it still is going to be a bit painful if the body is used to something that is so inorganic. So where the field wants to rush back into those readily available, ready-made transmissions, which connect us into distortion, which connect us into the system. Noticing this, these voices, these energies, keep us playing in the system. We are supporting the system by staying here. So just allowing yourself this compassion and this time of adjustment and transition as you shift off of the systemic support system and back into your own. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel foreign. It's going to feel a bit scary. But for you to come in and to breathe into this now, to support yourself, lift yourself up. You can do this. You were built to do this. You would not be here now if you were not capable of this. Trusting in the light, trusting in yourself, trusting that we are here to support this. We honor your presence here. As always, we are so pleased, so grateful to connect in this way. Namaste.